Hello everyone. So in this particular section, we are going to discuss about network basics. Okay, so what is server, what is client, how communication happens between server and client. Okay, so we're going to discuss about those information. So we know that there are billions of websites available, a lot of web applications available, right? So there should be some controlling unit that take care of all these things, starting from web design rules, web architecture rules, standards to develop a web design, standards to develop an accessibility rules, and then protocols, the set of rules that takes care of the network um technology, right? So all those internet work protocols. So that should be some organization that should control all these things um, that communicates everyone around that provides communication, global communication, right? So for that purpose, World Wide Web Consortium was developed. Okay, so that takes care of all those things what I have mentioned, starting from the language standardization to the protocol standardization, architecture, everything is controlled by W3C Consortium. So if you want to know more about W3C Consortium, please refer this website what I have given in this link. Please refer this website to know more about this W3C Consortium. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to discuss is web standard accessibility. So according to Federal Act of 1998, we have to provide access for all our client, all the visitors, the equal chance of information retrieval, information access. So that means even the visitor, the client who has visual and auditory challengers should like be able to access the information without any issues. So rather than making the website, first developing the website, after that making it accessible, we should consider making that accessibility concept as integral part of web design. So that is the concept that develops the web standards and accessibility rules. If you want to know more about this, you can just use this link. In this static website development course, you'll be learning some basic accessibility techniques like how to add titles for the image. Okay, so there are different types of accessibility that we have to integrate to provide that standard to web pages, like a video. If it is a video, then there should be subtitles, right? So those kind of accessibility things that you're going to learn some of those techniques in this course. Okay, so the next thing is network overview. What is network? What is the basic network? What are the components of basic network? So we have already seen internet is interconnected network, right? So a PC, a server, and then a modem. You know what is modem, router, right? So router is the one, modem is the one that connects the internet, our our IP address to the internet service provider, and then the modem will be connected to the router, and which provides connection to all the other devices at home, right? Either Wi-Fi or Ethernet connection, whatever it is, uh, router will get connect us to other devices. And then the service, another component, that ISP provider, internet service provider, will be connected to server through which we are accessing the information from the server. So if it is confusing, I'll repeat it. So these are the common components of network. Server computer, which actually stores the information, which will be there in remote area somewhere. We are When we actually request a web page, we are requesting the file saved in the server. Okay, and the client one is we, like from the PC, we are requesting a particular information, right? So that is client. And then other shared devices like peripherals, printer, all those stuffs or shared devices. And the networking devices are like routers, modems that connects us to the internet service provider or networking devices. And the media, that is that connection, that actual connection. It could be our connection to the router or connection to the internet service provider. The components which actually provides the connection, like copper cable, fiber cable, and Wi-Fi technology, all those things are media components. Okay, so these are the basic components through which actually internet um, are getting activated. Okay, so the base we have already seen the basic network is kind of, even if you connect 3 or 4 computers together, that is network, right? But the basics of internet work, like the server and client concept, that is the base of the internet, right? So requesting information from one computer, so the another computer will provide you the information. That is the client and server concept. Okay, so what is client and what is server? Let's see that. So client is the one who actually requests some type of service. It could be an web page, a website, or a app, or whatever it is, requesting some type of file or database access. All those things are that is requested by client, okay, to the server. And the client is the one who will get connected to the internet whenever is needed. Okay, so the web browser software provides this that satisfies this purpose, that web browser software like Chrome, Safari, all those things takes care of this request. Server is the computer which fulfills the request of the client. Actually, the server is the computer which holds all the information. Okay, whenever it gets some request from the client, it will react to that request by responding, like by providing that requested information. It will respond to the request. So that is server. Server should be connected to internet all the time, right? Even you can make your laptop as a server if you connect it to the, if you make sure that your PC is always active and got connected to the internet, then even you can make your PC as a server. Okay, so that is a very basic criteria. That is, that server should be connected to the ISP provider all the time. Okay, that is server. And then web server software should be there in the server computer. That is, Apache is the very popular software, like how the browser, we use browser Chrome, like that the server software is Apache Tornado. That actually takes care of this responding to the request concept. Okay, so if you want to know more about this client and server model, I have given you the link that simply explains how this client and server works together to give you the information. Okay, so some 5 to 10 minutes video. Please watch this video if you want to know more about this client and server model. Okay, so let's speak about the server, right? We know that because we are the client, let's speak about the server. Okay, so we know server is a computer which stores huge amount of information which should be connected to the internet all the time. So we know that around 1990s the internet concept was like developed, and that was kind of commercialized, right? During that time, around 50 web servers are there all over the world. Okay, so but right now around 75 million servers are there. Google alone has 1 million servers. Okay, so you can see that in this picture how these are our we client. Okay, so who is requesting the information, who is requesting some web pages or web app, and these are the servers. Okay, so the internet is acting like a bridge that connects the client and server through which we are accessing the information. Okay, so in the second picture you will see the actually how the server in the server warehouse, how the server will look like. So these are all memory, like huge amount of memory with the server software that actually is the main component of the servers. Okay, so in the third picture you will see how the need of number of servers getting increased every year. Okay, so it started with this number, and then in 2010 it was around this. Now right now it is 1 million. So 2020 the number of Google server is like around 1 million server, which makes sense because it holds everything, all the information as a search engine. So the next thing that we are going to discuss is MIME, that is multi-purpose internet mail extension, which is nothing but the fancy name of file, right? A file, any kind of file type is technically termed as MIME. So when you actually request a particular information from the client to the server, you're requesting a file. Okay, so transferring the file. For example, if you request a web page, that means web page is made of HTML. Web page is made of HTML. You're actually requesting the file that holds the HTML and CSS is the design language. So you're requesting the HTML and CSS file. Actually, when you're requesting a download, that means you're requesting a, for example, a PDF file. When you download a PDF, that is you're requesting MIME of type PDF. Okay, so that is called multi-purpose internet mail extensions. So whenever a transmission is, whenever a request between the server and client takes place, a web server should determine what type of file is getting transmitted through the internet to the client, and also the web browser, that is the client, should know what type of MIME it is going to display, because some browsers has the limitations in displaying a particular file format, right? So you should know what type of file it is going to be displayed. It is going to display for the user. Okay, so that is MIME. So all this set of rules about the file is named as multi-purpose internet mail extensions. Okay. Okay, great. So next we are going to discuss about internet protocols. So I'll see you in the next video.